Have you ever thought about where your produce comes from? Most grocery chains receive produce from various local and national farmers. In fact, there are about 3.4 million farmers in the United States today. But of that staggering number, only 45,000 are Black farmers. At the Better Buggy, we are a proud group of Atlanta-based Black-owned farmers, selling produce locally and nationwide. Our easy-to-navigate online platform makes it easy for you to make a one-time purchase or to simplify your life by subscribing to our weekly produce box. Whichever frequency you choose, you can order with confidence, knowing you'll receive 100% organic farm-fresh produce. If you're looking for a thoughtful gift for a loved one that they'd actually find useful, be sure to pop by our online store where you can snag a gift card your recipient can use to order their own produce and t-shirts. Ready to start supporting local Black-owned farms and making healthier food decisions? Visit thebetterbuggy.com now to start shopping.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know one thing about some of these world leaders, although I wouldn't trust any of them by default, but at least some of them are telling their people the truth. Here in America, they're putting on some fraudulent happy face and they want you to go along with it and believe it too, although they know they're lying to you, you know. But at least these other world leaders, they are telling the truth to their people. So this is CNN, April 16th, 2021. Trudeau warns Canada faces a serious third wave of COVID-19 cases as officials toughen lockdown measures. So they're not taking it lightly, and they know this third wave is going to be worse than any other because now you got the variations mixed up in there. Canada is scrambling to deal with a punishing third wave of the pandemic as several provinces have broken records for new daily cases of COVID-19. Now, here in America, we're breaking records here, but they have chose to cover it up, hide it, not talk about it in mainstream news, act like it's not there, and we're supposed to just go on and believe all is good. You know, just because these folks live in a fairy tale, I guess they decided it's time to bring everybody with them. Well, everybody's not interested in your fairy tale. Let's just say that for one. All right, so they have record breaking new daily cases of COVID 19 in hospital and ICU admissions. Canada continues to face an incredibly serious situation with the third wave. Cases are rising rapidly in many cases, in many places. Numbers are higher than they have ever been before, and many hospitals are stretched way too thin, said the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, said during a press conference Friday in Ottawa. He said the situation is particularly grave in Ontario and Toronto now see record shattering and hospital beds filling up. Ontario broke more pandemic records Friday for daily cases, hospitalization, and intensive care admissions. There is every reason to believe that we're now in the final, although toughest stretch of this pandemic. This is not the moment to let up. Not even for a second, said Trudeau, adding, this is the moment for us to dig deep at what is hopefully the very last stages of this pandemic for us all. Well, until you eradicate COVID, which we know you won't, then there is no chance this can be a final stage. I just think these people just have a hard time living in reality. It's a very difficult thing for them. There was a 35% increase in hospitalizations and more than a 20% increase in ICU admissions in this last week alone. Public health officials say more worrying is the 38% increase in deaths in this last week, they said. The situation is particularly serious in Ontario Canada's most populated province. Notice that our hospitals can no longer function normally. They are bursting at the seams. Ontario Science Advisory Co-Chair, Dr. Adelstein Brown. We set up field hospitals and we're separating critically ill patients from their families by helicoptering them across the province for care. Our children's hospitals are now admitting adult patients. Wow. This has never happened in Ontario before. It's never happened in Canada before. Based on new pandemic projections, demand for acute care is expecting to spike in the weeks to come, no matter how many more restrictions are put in place, Brown said. Strict lockdown measures extended in Ontario. So they have extended their lockdown and they're under a state of an emergency until May 15th. The province said it would also restrict inter-provincial travel and erect checkpoints to enforce the mandate while ordering the non-essential construction shut down beginning Saturday. All outdoor recreation activities such as golf course, playgrounds, basketball courts, and soccer fields will be closed. And even gathering outdoors with people who don't live in the same household will be prohibited. Indoor gatherings between households have been banned since earlier this month. All of Canada's largest provinces are scrambling to contain the effects of variants, especially in low income pockets of Canada's largest cities. Health Canada says the vast majority of those variants are B117, which is the UK variant. But added public health officials are increasingly concerned about the spread of other variants like P1, detected in Brazil, which is now spreading in British Columbia. The relative risk of these variants over older versions of COVID is much higher. So, ladies and gentlemen, Canada is getting more strict with their lockdown. And wow. And it just goes to show you how very different the way news is reported in Canada and here. In America, America likes fairy tales and illusions, because if I really want something, then I have to believe in my mind that it's true. That sounds psychotic. You need to go get some help. And when you look at other countries, they are being frank with their populations, unlike America. No wonder why you are number one in this whole thing, and you will remain in the number one position, for a very long time. But y'all, please tell me what you think about what's going on in Canada. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.